Why do your hands shake? Why does your throat tighten? You are a man who has faced difficulties in life. You have solved problems, lifted weights, navigated traffic, perhaps even faced danger. And yet, standing before a woman you desire, you are reduced to a trembling child. Why? The Stoics have the answer. It is not because she is terrifying. It is because you are hallucinating. You are not seeing a human being. You are seeing a phantom of your own creation. You are seeing a goddess, a prize, a solution to your sadness. You have placed her on a pedestal so high that you cannot reach her without climbing, and you are terrified of falling. The psychological trick we discussed today is not a line to say. It is a surgical procedure for your mind. It is the art of depedestalization. To ask for intimacy successfully, you must stop worshiping the idea of intimacy. You must drag the interaction down from the clouds and plant it firmly in the dirt of reality. Marcus Aurelius, the ruler of the known world, warned us against false impressions. He taught us to look at the purple robes of royalty and say, "This is just sheep's wool dyed with shellfish blood." He taught us to look at fine wine and say, "This is just rotting grape juice." Today, we will apply this ruthless Stoic gaze to attraction. We will strip away the glamour. We will silence the fantasy. And in that silence, you will find the voice to ask for what you want, not as a worshiper, but as an equal. Part 1. Objective representation, the trick of sight. The Stoic concept is called phantasia kataleptike, the objective representation. Seeing things exactly as they are, without the story we add to them. When you look at a woman you desire, your mind adds a story. She is perfect. If I am with her, I will be happy. If she rejects me, I am worthless. This is the disease. The cure is the Stoic breakdown. When you feel the anxiety rising before you ask for intimacy, you must perform the breakdown. Look at her. Truly look at her. She is not a spirit. She is biological matter. She is bones, blood, and skin just like you. She wakes up with bad breath. She has insecurities. She feels fear. She uses the bathroom. She will age, and she will eventually return to the earth. This sounds unromantic. It is. That is the point. Romance, in the modern obsessive sense, is the enemy of action. It creates paralysis. By seeing her as a mortal, biological being, you do not disrespect her. In fact, you offer her the greatest respect of all. You treat her as a human, rather than a fantasy object. The trick is this. You cannot be intimidated by someone you see clearly. Before you ask for intimacy, take 10 seconds. Strip away the makeup, the lighting, the social status, and your own projection. See the human. Notice the fear in her eyes. Notice her hesitation. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. You are not a peasant asking a queen for a favor. You are one soul recognizing another soul, suggesting that you share a moment of pleasure in a difficult world. When the pedestal collapses, confidence remains. Part 2. The view from above, crushing the ego. You hesitate to make a move because you think this moment is monumental. You think the universe is watching. What if it goes wrong? What if it's awkward? Let us adopt the view from above. Imagine you are floating high above the earth. Look down at your city. See the millions of people. Now look at the timeline of history. The thousands of years that came before you, the thousands that will come after. Think of how many men have asked women for intimacy since the dawn of the species. Billions of times. Think of how many times they were rejected. Billions of times. Did the sun stop rising? Did the earth stop spinning? Your ego tells you that this rejection will be a catastrophe. Stoicism tells you that this interaction is a grain of sand in an infinite desert. Why does this matter? Because insignificance brings freedom. If this moment does not matter in the grand scheme of things, you are free to play. You are free to be bold. You are free to make a mistake. The man who thinks the fate of the world rests on his pickup line will stutter. The man who knows he is dust, talking to dust on a rock spinning through space, that man is relaxed. And that relaxation is magnetic. This is the psychological shift. When you approach her, hold this thought. This is just a moment. It will pass. Whether she says yes or no, in 100 years, nobody will remember this. So, I might as well speak my truth. This is not nihilism. It is liberation. Part 3. The discipline of assent, the pause. Now, let us discuss the mechanics of the interaction. You have stripped the pedestal, part 1. You have crushed the ego, part 2. Now you are face to face. The vibe is right. You want to initiate. The Stoic virtue here is temperance, self-control. Specifically, the discipline of assent. Most men rush. They rush their words. They rush their touch. They talk too much because silence makes them nervous. They are trying to sell themselves. The Stoic does not sell. The Stoic assesses. The trick here is the pause. Before you ask, you stop. You look at her. You do not speak. You are checking your own impressions. Is this right? Is this virtuous? Do I actually want this? Or is it just lust? This pause does two things. Internally, it grounds you. Externally, it creates tension. Women are used to men who are impulsive and reactive. A man who can hold a silence is a man who is in control of his drives. In that silence, you are communicating, I am not overwhelmed by you. I am deciding. Then you speak. And because you have paused, your words carry weight. You do not use a complex script. You use the language of reality. I want to see you again. I want you to come back with me. I want to kiss you. Simple. Direct. No apology. You are stating a fact about your desire. You are not begging for her compliance. This is the difference between a child and a man. A child asks for permission to exist. A man states his intent and allows the world to adjust. Part 4. The obstacle is the way, reframing the no. We must return to the possibility of the no. In the first meditation, we spoke of amor fati. Here, we will speak of the obstacle. Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. How does a rejection advance action? How does a no become the way? Because your goal is not sex. Your goal is finding a partner who desires you. Therefore, a woman saying no is helping you achieve your goal. She is filtering herself out. She is revealing that she is not the destination. The psychological trick is to view rejection not as a stop sign, but as a directional sign. It points you away from the wrong person and toward the right one. When you ask for intimacy and are denied, you must feel a surge of gratitude. The truth has been revealed. You are no longer wasting time. You have tested the reality, and reality has answered. A Stoic respects reality more than his own fantasies. If reality says no, the Stoic nods and moves on. He does not argue with reality. Arguing with reality is madness. Furthermore, your reaction to the no is your final test of character. If you can look her in the eye, smile genuinely, and say, that's totally fine, and return to being a normal, relaxed human being, you have passed the test. You have proven that your internal citadel is intact. You have proven that your self-worth was not rented from her opinion. It is owned by you. And ironically, that specific strength, the strength to be rejected without crumbling, is often the very thing that ignites attraction where there was none before. In conclusion, the unconquerable soul. The world tells you that you need to be smoother, richer, or taller to ask for intimacy. Stoicism tells you that you only need to be real. You need to strip away the hallucinations of the pedestal. You need to zoom out and see the smallness of the moment. You need to speak with the weight of truth. And you need to accept the answer of the universe with a smile. When you do this, you are no longer playing a game of manipulation. You are playing the game of life. You are asking for intimacy not to validate your existence, but to share your abundance. You are the rock. Let the waves of desire and rejection crash against you. You will remain standing. And in your standing, you will find that the things you stopped chasing begin to follow you. Go. See clearly. Speak boldly. Accept freely. The soul is dyed the color of its thoughts. Think like a king, and you will ask like one.